Yo guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Chelsea Past and Present RTG. It's been a short while, isn't it? It's been a hot minute. I'm not gonna lie to you. We've had Christmas, we've had New Year's. I caught COVID. It's been a bit of a mental roller coaster, if you ask me. But we're in the new year now, and yeah, I'm kind of feeling fresh, and I feel like it was time to do a bit of a team update video and some rivals highlights kind of vibe thing going on. So yeah, that's what we've got today. I did promise a video in the last video, actually, another Rivals highlights. I have all the footage ready, but I never actually got around to editing it. And then, like I said, I went to see the family at Christmas, and then I got COVID, and it's been rough. It's been rough, man. So yeah, that video will never see the light of day. But we've got a fresh new video for today with a fresh new team, and there are some familiar faces in the team, obviously, from what you can see. And like I said, then you've got some lovely fresh faces. And if you do enjoy the video and the content I'm doing, please drop a like, comment what you think, and subscribe if you haven't, because honestly, it makes all this worthwhile when I hear your lovely feedback and what you'd like to see more next. I'm also thinking as well, I might mix it up at some point, moving a bit away from just focusing just on FIFA content. I want, like, I did the Back for Blood video with some friends, and I'm thinking maybe I might like branch out and do some other like highlighty stuff. I haven't worked out what it's going to be yet, and I've got some new set up. I've got like a brand new capture card that I got for Christmas, so the quality, should I say, of the games today should be a lot better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. So yeah, I might start branching out, so don't freak out if you see some other crazy videos in your sub boxes if you are subscribed. Yeah, there's some new cool stuff coming on the way. Anyway, jumping into the team. Familiar faces: Czech in goal, Rudiger, Christensen, and Ashley Cole, of course, are the usual suspects. But yeah, the rest are pretty much new cards. Well, obviously, apart from Kai Havertz, but I'll get into that in a second. Picked up headliners Reece James for 114,000. I noticed his price was a bit low, and yeah, needed the upgrade of the inform. Nothing crazy there. Still on the 91 Kante. I know he does have a 92 right now, but I can't part ways with the amount of coins to make up, and I want to get Werner back. Sorry, I just want him back. Moving on, we've got the Kovacic Showdown card. I don't know if you guys actually watched the game, or if you haven't, watch it. If you want to just watch the highlights, watch the highlights. The game was crazy. I'm so glad Kovacic got the +1 upgrade. I was going to do him if he, win, loss, or draw. It didn't really matter. But yeah, as you know, I was a big fan of Kovacic's gold card this year anyway. So as soon as the Showdown dropped, I was straight in, and yeah, super happy with that. Familiar face we all love to see. Eden Hazard got his, what are these called? Winter Wildcards, I think they're called, or something. Honestly, there's so many card names. They keep changing them all the time. I keep losing track. But the familiar sight with this Hazard card is a big deal, is that his attacking work rate got up from medium to high. And that makes such a big difference. And I like to play him out wide on the wing because he's got the pace and the agility that I'm looking for. And he can finish. He's got everything. He's just Chelsea through and through. I love him. Love the bits. And on the right, of course, we've got Ziyech. His player moments card dropped on Sunday, as they usually do for moments or flashback cards. I absolutely love this card. I'll do a bit more of a review at the end, talking a bit about the players and the stats and things like that for these highlights. But yeah, as soon as I saw this card come out, I had to do him instantly. I loved his, I think he had like a moments card when he played for Ajax in FIFA 20. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong on that, but in FIFA 20, I think he had a play moments card. I love that card. I've loved Ziyech ever since Chelsea picked him up, and as soon as Frank Lampard joined, and obviously he bought Ziyech as the first player, I was super excited, super happy, especially after watching the Ajax-Tottenham game and his goal in that, and I kind of got excited for Chelsea's future. But yeah, no, I'm super happy that he got his card, and he's a welcomed addition to the team. Now, this last player, Gianfranco Zola Prime. Now, I was unfortunate enough to actually miss Zola play. So I didn't really get the vibe, but obviously, he is very Chelsea iconic. Look at that. He's played 7 years at Chelsea, 311 appearances and 80 goals. He is a crazy Chelsea player. And, if you ask anybody who are some of the most iconic Chelsea players, apart from Drogba and Lampard, Zola is usually up there. He's got some great stats. High medium work rates, 4-star, 4-star, and he's got some amazing traits. He's got the finesse shot and the outside foot shot trait. So yeah, he all around, when his SBC dropped, I had to make a decision. I sold Werner for about 650, which I now look now. I've lost out on 100k, which is a bit gutting. But we crafted Zola. I think he cost about 400k. I think he cost 400k. So I still have like 200k left over in the bank. I still have some decent coinage right now, but yeah, like I said, the Zola, and I'll go into a bit of a review about him at the end. And I love Kai Havertz. He is my favorite player currently at Chelsea. torn between Havertz and Mount. I just love Havertz. I love him, and I just wanted to use him. And I've chucked his gold card in, and you'd be quite surprised by these highlights about how well he does compared to the rest of the squad. So that is the squad today. The formation and custom tactics that we're going for today is a bit different. I actually went for the 4-2-3-1, which I did a video about a couple of months ago. I did a 4-2-3-1 tactics video, kind of looking into that kind of fast build-up forward runs and the super important instructions of having your outside cams on free roam, because it just causes havoc up top. And again, you'll see that today in the highlights. So this is how we set up. We had Zola up top, Havertz centre cam, Hazard and Ziyech out wide, Kovacic and Kante, with Kante on stay back, and then your usual suspects in the back line with the left backs and right backs on stay back. So yeah, that's pretty much the team and the squad and the tactics for today. So enjoy these highlights, and I'll catch you guys in a second. And jumping into those lovely post-com highlights. So here we've got some nice gameplay here, and I kind of wanted to, in this first clip, kind of talk about the strength and how quick the tactics are set up to break from the back and actually into a goal scoring opportunity. So it only takes a few passes, and like I said, having those outside cams as free roam, and then it just gave all the space for Havertz to run in, finish, and take us 1-0 up against this Premier League squad. We pass it out wide to Ziyech here, who gets a very nice low-driven pass to Hazard, who just buries that on that wing. And we finish off in the second half with a nice corner, which falls to Kante's feet on the edge of the box. We find Rudiger, who finds Havertz, who buries that to cause my opponent to rage quit. There wasn't too many highlights in that game that I could really bring up, but those are kind of the key moments of the game that made the difference or was actually worth showing in these highlights. And there we are, loving that press there from Kovacic, and we've got Zola with this chance who just, he hits the bar, and I think this is one of the many chances that he just couldn't finish, which for me, you know, it gave that frustration to me. You know, it really made me dislike the card, and you know, you hear me talk so well about how good Werner was for me and how he literally just finished everything, and Zola just fell short for that for me, which is kind of, at the end you'll hear me talk a bit about Zola and my honest opinion about him, and again you'll see that, you know, that I think it's definitely worth you holding on to your coins on that front, which is really sad to say. He just wasn't that clinical finisher for me, which I thought he would be, which is a big shame. But finally, coming to the end of the first half, I finally break the deadlock with Havertz and Hazard linking up. It was very needed, and then straight away from the kickoff we get the interception, and Zola again tries another shot, and then Ziyech on his weaker foot. So don't listen to people about that 2-star weak foot. You know, he can do bits with it, trust me. You know, like I said, Ziyech is hands down my favourite card in the squad, and IRL he's just a great player as well. So hopefully we get to see more of him at Chelsea. And then Zola then finally buries a goal, which at 3-0 up is enough for my opponent to want to get the hell out of Dodge there, you know. So this game is quite a weird one. The team doesn't really jump out to anybody as kind of been a very good squad, but he's definitely got a couple of very good meta players there, and you can see from this first clip here, you know, momentum is on his side. You know, he's got the press, all the players are where they need to be, and I can't just get out of my half. It's crazy. And yeah, his Ziyech was crazy this game. I really remember it as well. His Ziyech was just whipping balls across, and he only had the regular gold Havertz. The regular gold Ziyech. So, you know, it really shows that, you know, Ziyech actually plays really, really well in FIFA, and if he's somebody you haven't tried yet, he's worth a go, and obviously somebody you are familiar with at this point is Timo Werner, especially for me, but this is just his regular gold card, and he definitely caused some problems for my defence, even just his regular gold, so he's definitely a very meta pick if you're looking for a very cheap clinical finisher. This goal absolutely blew my mind. Like, can we just take a second to appreciate that for a second? He is outside the box with Fernando, with the Maestro Chem style, and he bangs that past Rudiger, Christensen and Petr Cech. It's just crazy. And then this is kind of where the frustration comes back again. You know, just Zola just misses again. It's I don't know, man. I've heard good things from the foot market. Gave him a lot of praise. Gives Zola a lot of praise, and you know, he does score some goals for me. But look at me there. I purposely slow down and take my time to get the positioning right before I take the shot, because I'm scared he's going to miss again. And that's kind of what you don't want from a finisher in the final third. You know, you need somebody, you need somebody who can bury that, or at least have a punt that it either hits the bar or the keeper has to make a save. There's a bunch of scenarios there which I think, for me, Zola just missed the mark on, and I think it's very disappointing. So we jump straight into the second half here. We've made some tacticals to subs. We've got the Winter Fire card, Pulisic, and look at that, man. See, that is what you want in the finisher, and proves to me how good Ziyech is as a player in this game. He is definitely worth you picking up, and this is painful for me as a Chelsea fan. Werner just goes for 3 points on the rugby field there. It's just not ideal. And again, okay, so coming back to the tactics I've been talking about, look how quick it was to just break down my opponent's team, get that shot away on goal, and unfortunate enough not to bury it, but it still makes a difference about how quick of a build-up play this formation has. So if you haven't seen the tactics video, I'll put a little eye above just so that you can check it out and try it out for yourself. I mean, I've heard fairly good things from people who've tried it, and for me it makes the 4-2-3-1 formation a bit more aggressive, and it opens up the options and opportunities that you have when you attack. So I think that's really, really cool. We get a bit lucky here from my opponent. I think he's struggling under the pressure. We're quite late into the game, and we get very fortunate here, if I remember correctly, with Pulisic with that little touch, but he's just lucky enough to bury that and tie the game up at 3-3. This is a quite interesting team. It's a French league team, but with Lacazette, which is quite a very rare sight, especially at this later half in the game. Maybe he is an Arsenal fan. Anyway, we get quite lucky here. Zola does a very nice through ball to Hazard, who couldn't finish it, but Havertz there to clean up and bury another goal. And like I said, it's crazy to me to think that a player like Havertz, just regular gold Havertz, is still keeping up with the big boys, if you know what I mean. He's showing his worth in a team worth way more than he's worth, if you know what I mean. I just pray that EA drop a nice special card for him, and you can guarantee for a fact that I'll be picking that up ASAP. Reece James doing his usual run down the wing, cut back inside to Zola to finish, and this is a very good point. Okay, so this is actually another game, but my opponent was just being really weird and hardly playing much, and that goal was ridiculous. That was one of the most ludicrous goals I've ever scored, because the keeper just doesn't even attempt to save, and he just quits. So I'm hoping. There we go. There it is. This is the team. This team was crazy. My face absolutely dropped when I saw this team load in. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. A full-on icon team, but it was crazy. And look at that, like Ziyech, man, the Lacroqueta in the box. It's very FIFA 21. And we were very unfortunate there not to bury the goal, but we still press. Havertz finds Hazard, who buries it in the net. And you see what I mean? That's the kind of link-up that I'm talking about that you get with this formation and with the tactics that I've got set up. You've got a bit of free roam, a bit of chaos, and it's just all happening, and it's a lot for your opponent to take in, and it's hard for the AI defenders to actually mark your players, which is why I love that free roam tactic. And here we are, breaking from the back, and we've got all four players. Look at them, they're all sprinting up the pitch, and look at that, we're already in kind of like, a 3v2 situation. Cut back across, Zola has a shot, fortunately it was saved, but that's the opportunities and the way that this like the custom tactics are set up to do. That's what you can do with these custom tactics, which to me is pretty impressive. Very unfortunate to concede there. Alan Shearer buries that, but look again, we're in a 4v2/3 situation, couple of cutbacks between the two, and then Havertz is there, drops to Zola. That's a very lucky goal, but I will say, finally seeing that finesse shot trait come in on Zola, clutch. So we clip back to my opponent here. He's passing around the box nicely, doing some very nice build-up play, and very unlucky that Shearer got in front of Christensen there, but we move. That's the game. You've got to keep grinding, and we get some ridiculous, crazy shenanigans ourselves, which results into Ziyech burying another goal from nothing. It's kind of crazy to me, but there we go. And again, into the 70th minute, there we get Ziyech out wide, who does a long, crazy driven ball, who finds Zola, and then Hazard then running into the box to sweep it up to make the game 5-2, and as expected, another rage quit. Division 4 has been treating me generously. Now, this game is a tough one. My opponent's got a very nice, interesting French league-ish hybrid-y team thing going on, and fair play to my opponent there. That was a very, very good shot. good goal. And again, like you can see already, he's applying the pressure again to try and go in, try and score another goal and really take this game. And I don't know, like I said, I've taken about a month to 2 months break away from FIFA, so I've kind of missed out on some patches, so I'm not sure if, long shots are OP right now, and, well, I don't need to say anything else. That is just absolutely disgusting. If there's a reason you want to do Ziyech, if you really want to bring back those long finesse shot outside the box goals, he is your man. Honest to God, he is the boy that you need. And he, like I said, he just makes the game fun for me. And as he comes in again with his second goal, this card, I love him. I love him. Honestly, guys, I cannot recommend you guys enough to do it. If you are watching this channel, the Ziyech SBC is live, and you've got a chance to do it, please do it. He is so worth it. And if the Zola SBC is live, don't do it. Unless you're a big Zola fan, or unless you can craft him for nothing, then do it. But yeah, it's just unlucky. I think at the moment I'm not feeling the love, and Hazard just doing what he does brilliantly and what he did a lot at Chelsea. He ran down the wing, cut back inside, finesse shot again, buries that very Arjen Robben-esque vibe going on, and that's, like I said, that's exactly what Hazard used to do at Chelsea back in the day. So this is where it gets unlucky. We're getting to the very late stages of the game. We're tied up at 3-3, and my opponent's really putting the pressure on. He's flicked his constant pressure. He's made some subs, and I think this is kind of just the unluckiness that comes with, well, that's a very poor pass from me, and he was just fortunate enough to finish it, and then literally straight from kickoff. I literally left this unedited because I knew that you guys would want to see this, but yeah, straight from kickoff, he gets an outrageous through ball into another outrageous through ball, cut back and finish. And I just kind of knew, I was like, yep, fine, whatever, let's just go again. And here we see a very nice, very meta squad. Like, you literally couldn't have picked a more meta squad if you tried right now, with that new Guendouzi card, which is basically a French hullet, which is crazy. But yeah, the glitch, Mbappe coming in clutch, just doing his thing. He's so hard to deal with and to defend against, and his finishing is crazy. But what is that from Hazard? That is disgusting. Oh my God! I remember finishing. I was just like, I'm just gonna shoot. His keeper looks a bit sus. Let's just have a pop shot and see what happens. And wow, what a goal from that angle. And like I said, Ziyech, I'm just trying to get him on his left foot to finesse. And we're very fortunate enough that Zolo had the right positioning and he knew where he needed to be, and he was able to bury it. And look at that easy link up, 1, 2, 3, shot, goal. All right, pick that one out. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how simple it is when you've got all these outside cams just running about causing havoc in the defense, and there's so many forward runs going on as well. It's hard for them to track and to keep up with what's going on, and that's kind of why I like the unpredictability that these custom tactics bring to the squad. So Messi there does a nice, very, very nice cut back inside, passes it to the glitch. Obviously he's going to score, so all you have to do is give it to Mbappe and you win every time. Oh well, we move. That's why we're doing this series. We're proving to you that you can have fun with regular gold Havertz. Apparently, we don't need these meta players. I mean, okay, some of these players I'm using are very meta, but it's nice to know that there are some players that aren't considered as meta as others, and they can still perform just as well for a fraction of the price. How many Antonio Rudigers do you see these days? How many Andreas Christensens do you see? This Hazard. How many times do you see this Hazard pop up in a game? And look at that. That is Hazard whipping it past Kimpembe, Theo Hernandez, Donnarumma, I can't remember the other centre-back, and whipping it to Hakim Ziyech's player moments on his right foot. So, things to consider. And then for the final game to get the 7th win, we get a nice right-footed shot from Ziyech, and apparently that was enough for my opponent to say sayonara. So let's jump back over to future me doing a short review of the team. So that's the end of the highlights with this lovely team in the 4-2-3-1 formation. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about the players and the formation and the tactics and the highlights that I've shown. Quick rundown review of the team. Kovacic is great. The high work rates work really, really well in that CDM/centre midfield role. Super happy with the Hawk Chem style. Reece James is amazing, a very, very good upgrade over his inform, and if you're looking for a very solid right back and you need that English or Chelsea Premier League links, he is your go-to man. Hazard, honestly, I love this card, man. I'm super, super happy. I'm such a big fan of him. He's got the pace, he's got the shooting, the passing, the agility. He's got everything I need for an outside winger or an outside cam, centre cam, striker. You know, he has it all, and he's a fairly cheap price. And I think without using Vinicius Junior, I think he definitely rivals Vinicius Junior very, very well. Kai Havertz, honestly, was the one that surprised me the most. I thought he did fantastic in that centre cam role, and surrounded by such quality players and such like expensive players as well. I still think this card holds true, and I think that's actually really crazy when you think about it. Ziyech, this man is honestly my MVP. I loved using this card, and I can't wait to use more of this card. He made this game fun for me. The 5-star skills were great fun. You know, I can't do many skills, but the skills that I can do, he can abuse them like crazily. And another thing to note as well is like the 96 curve with the long shots. 86, okay, it's not that great, but the curve is just crazy. So finesse shots are mental. If obviously you can get him onto the left foot, it makes him a bit predictable. But again, you know, he's a great player, and his passing is correct out of his mind as well. So if you are debating on him, honestly, my honest review so far is do him. Please do him. You won't regret it. His card is crazy, crazy good. Zola, this is an interesting one for me. I think I expected more from him from the get-go, and I was a little bit disappointed when I actually started using him and trying him out a bit more. I think the agility and balance is a little low for me, which is crazy when you think about it. You know, I've used Lukaku and Drogba. Yeah, I'm complaining about Zola. That's a bit mental. But yeah, and I also found his finishing to be very suspect. I don't know if it was shown in the reviews, but of all the players, this whole review, if you could have heard me, yeah, I was getting really angry at this card. This is the card that was driving me crazy the most, and I don't get why. He couldn't score, he just couldn't finish, and it was driving me crazy. And it took players like Havertz and Ziyech and Hazard to step up and just show him what to do. And I'm obviously thankful that they were there. But yeah, I think if you're debating on doing him or selling other players to do him, I think maybe sell the players, try the tradable version before you craft him. You know, don't lock those coins in yet. If you've got fodder, maybe you can craft it. I think there's still time in the SBC to maybe like go through a crafting process with him, but I would recommend you do that rather than literally do what I did, sell Werner's Road to the Knockouts and just craft this card instantly from the coins. Maybe that's on me, but I fancied a change and I wanted to try Zola, and sadly I now want Werner back in my life. So that's kind of the end of the video. It's nice to be back making content again. I have a new capture card, which is hopefully you guys will see an improvement in the quality in the games and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed that. And like I've already said, I hate saying it, but please do like the video, comment, subscribe, all that rubbish. It makes a difference to me, and it makes it known that people actually like watching this content. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Take it easy, and peace.